Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of Gas South District's That's the Ticket, the ultimate podcast exploring all things Gas South District and a source for insights to events on campus and discussions on the wider entertainment and tourism industry. Please welcome the host of our show, Stan Hall, CEO of Gas South District and Explore Gwinnett.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this episode of That's the Ticket podcast. In case you haven't visited our campus lately, there is a very significant construction project taking place here. One of the true voids that we've had on the Gas South District campus for many years has been the absence of a headquarters hotel. The construction project I was referring to is, in fact, the construction of a headquarters hotel, which will connect to the Gas South District Convention Center. Today, we're going to learn a little more about this exciting addition to our campus. And who better to talk to than our guest today, Mark Castriota. Mark was recently brought on as the first general manager of the Westin Atlanta Gwinnett Hotel to take the helm of this magnificent structure. And Mark, first of all, welcome to the show and thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Stan. Thrilled to be here.
Mark, tell us a little bit about your background and the journey that brought you to Gas South District as the new GM of the Westin here.
Sure. Thank you. I was born in Pittsburgh, and believe it or not, my whole family's in the automobile business. And so I chose the hotel business and the hospitality business because I didn't want to work the hours that my family did. And of course, I'm in an industry that never closes and, there are all the holidays. But, the real attraction for me has been the ability to work with people and develop people and interact with partners such as yourself and the Gas South District and Concord Hospitality. And, I started with Marriott in Washington, D.C., and just had a fabulous beginning to my career with a lot of fabulous mentors and the ability to work with people and to meet people. And the business is always challenging, always interesting, and worked in a number of different cities all across the country and continue to love what I do every day.
Absolutely. Mark, so what was it about this particular project and hopefully the Gas South District campus as well that excited you about taking the position as the first GM of the Westin?
Yeah, it's a great question. I lived in Alpharetta for 20 years, and I was about a mile away from Avalon when that got developed. And we moved away for a short time, went to Orlando and then Savannah, and then we're back here. And a couple of the reasons, we've got friends and family, and we really wanted to be back in Atlanta and kind of end our career here. But, the ability to be with Concord Hospitality in an environment with Gas South District at the beginning, hire my people, create a team, work in partnership with the Gas South District venues, and just really be part of something that I think that has been lacking, frankly, in this part of the city.
Yes.
And so I think it's just a fabulous opportunity for me, personally and professionally.
Mark, obviously there's a big difference, but what are the significant differences in becoming a GM at a hotel? And you talked about this a little bit just earlier, but becoming the GM of a hotel that's already up and running versus one that's coming in brand new. What's the biggest difference in those two scenarios?
I took over a hotel in Midtown after it was open for 2 years and probably had the most success that I've had in this industry. And the hotel was open right. So I say that all the time in terms of the standards were set. I had the pleasure of opening some restaurants early in my career, and I went back to those restaurants and I saw the same systems and processes put in place. So the ability to create a team that is all like-minded, that all works together. I have a saying that although you have a discipline that you're responsible for, whether it's accounting, finance, marketing, we're all hotel managers. And when we create that team from the beginning, it's really a special thing.
Absolutely. So I talked a little bit in the opening about we've always known there was a void. As much as we love our campus not having a headquarters hotel in place, something we've talked about, something that my predecessor talked about for many, many years, and to see it coming on is very exciting. But for a campus like Gas South District, what is the advantage of a true headquarters hotel connecting to the convention center like ours?
I think there's many reasons that people will be attracted not only to the hotel but the convention center, vice versa, because not only are we, you don't have to go out into the
Mm-hmm.
elements, if you will, like today, if it's pretty warm, and last week it was raining. The day I was here,
It
we talked
was,
about
yes.
how it was raining. So the ability to just walk from one venue to the other without going outside and have all those, all the things that you need when you go to a meeting or
Mhm.
go to a hotel, are together. So we're kind of integrated, and and I think there's extra value in that we're the Westin brand, which is a wellness brand and a luxury brand in the Marriott brand category. So for all those reasons, I think that it's a marriage that is going to just have a lot of benefits.
Oh, we think so too, and we are excited about it. And what people don't realize is when the hotel first opens up, the Westin and your staff and our staff have been talking together for probably a couple of years now through this
Yes.
whole process. So we're going into it very well connected, even though it seems like it's just a brand new prospect for all of us. But we're well into those conversations, so I am excited about that. You mentioned Concord Hospitality.
Mhm.
As the CEO here on our campus, having the ability to work with Concord and their CEO and all the staff that we've come to know. Talk a little bit about that organization and what did attract you to Concord Hospitality.
Mhm. I had a long career with Marriott, and one of the reasons that I stayed with them so long was that my personal values were pretty much in direct alignment with the values of the
Mhm.
company, which is critically important to me as an individual. And so when we were looking for an opportunity, my wife and I, to primarily we wanted to be back in Atlanta, but most importantly, I needed to find another company that had values that were in alignment with mine. And I found that in Concord. They have a lot of brands, but their values, of taking care of their associates, believe it or not, one of our cornerstones is to have fun, which I believe is an important thing.
It might be a little important.
Yeah, and you have all the same values of taking care of the guests and having a fabulous and facility and doing well from a profitability and financial standpoint. But the other thing that's very important to me is be part of the community.
Mhm.
I one of my proudest accomplishments in another company I worked for is we won the award. It was called Good Neighbor Council Award for the company, for all the initiatives that we did as being part of the community. And I love to not only run the hotel, but reach out and be part of the community
Mhm.
that we work and live in.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mark, you also alluded to the Westin flag. And
Mhm.
when we were first planning this hotel, we wanted to make sure that it was a flag that was one that was recognized and respected, particularly in the business world, but
Mhm.
across the board as well. What is it about the Westin flag that people are attracted to as far as their business travel, whatever it might be?
Mhm. Yeah, when you look at the brands in the hotel space, you've got luxury brands and business brands, and then the select service brands, which you can get in and out of and have whatever they offer. And I think the separation for Weston, as I had known it, but really as I'm becoming immersed in the brand, is their focus on wellness.
Mhm.
So we have 6 pillars in the Weston brand: eat well, sleep well, be well. And, it started many years ago with the Heavenly Bed that is now coming out in next generation. So
Mhm.
we will have the next generation Heavenly Bed that's just being rolled out. But it's just the value that I think has just really become foremost in people's minds post COVID,
Mhm.
is that you've got to take care of yourself. So I think that's really important when people travel.
I think when we first started announcing the hotel to to the various outlets that we do business with, and we mentioned that it was going to be a Westin, there was an immediate reaction of like, "Wow, that's a pretty impressive brand."
Sure.
So not only for you, but for Gas South District to be able to talk about a Westin on campus has really been big for us as far as getting the word out about the hotel coming and the reaction that I see from people when we call it the Westin rather than ABC or whatever it might be. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good one for sure. Um, the other thing that was concerning to us, or was important to us, I should say, is that a traveler who is going to various stops throughout the country and they've chosen a brand that they follow, the Westin along with the Marriott, all the point systems and all that translate. Talk a little bit about how that works. So,
Yeah, sure. So when you're a Bonvoy member, you can, you know, accumulate points whether you stay in a Marriott or a Ritz-Carlton or a St. Regis or the Westin brand.
mhm.
And obviously, when you accumulate those points, you can trade them in for travel. And so I think that's of tremendous value, not only for the individual or the business transient traveler, but meeting planners love their
Yes.
Bonvoy points.
Mhm.
So I think that, as well as the brand itself, will help not only the business that we have directly to the hotel, but the business that comes into the convention center, because meeting planners will bring their business to the convention center knowing that they can also have a room block at the Westin and get their points as well.
Exactly.
Right.
When we first started doing the conversations about what brand would come, we had several. I know that boutique hotels. I'm not even sure. I still know what a boutique hotel is, but there were several people who approached us with that concept, and we were very a little weary of that because we did want to make sure that this hotel on our site was one that would draw that traveler that you just
Sure.
described to our property and be able to benefit from receiving those points as
Sure.
well. So
Yeah.
yeah. So let's talk about the hotel.
Okay.
I mean, I know what it looks like, and you know what it looks like. But for most people who have driven by, they saw the crane when it was here. The crane's
Sure.
now gone, and they realize there's progression. But
Yeah.
talk about what people can expect when
Sure.
they walk into the lobby of this hotel and what they'll see there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really going to be very special. It's a uniquely spectacular build, from the 12,000 square foot rooftop, called Overstory. We'll continue to refine that concept with menu and food offerings and beverage offerings when we hire the staff, food and
Mhm.
beverage director and executive chef. To the 28,000 square feet of meeting space and pre-function space with direct access into the convention center, floor to ceiling windows in the pre-function space. There is a tremendous amount of natural light. A full service Starbucks on the corner that I think will do very, very well. Not
Some of
only
us are really excited about that.
not only with convention center and hotel guests, but certainly in the
Yeah,
area.
absolutely.
And as I am getting used to this part of the city, I also think that we'll do tremendously well just from a local standpoint, whether it's arena guests that are
Mhm.
going to the Gas South Arena pre or post a show, or the theater or convention center, and frankly, just for lunch
Mhm.
business as well.
Yeah, it will be another option for people in this area to have lunch,
Yeah.
whether they're staying at the hotel or not. So that's
Yeah.
also a good attribute for getting people on campus, getting people in the hotel to see it.
That's right.
So we are excited about that. And you mentioned it, but you are also next door within a rock's throw of the arena,
Yes.
Gas South District Arena, which brings in probably 1.5 million people per year. How does that affect your strategy as far as the hotel goes?
Yeah, I think that So I have two of my three children live here in the city. And after a concert a couple weeks ago, there were a lot of posts on one of my daughter's social media sites about some attendees that she had gone to school with.
Mm-hmm.
And at the concert, and I was thinking, those are my rooftop bar customers, pre or post shows. So I think the arena is going to have a tremendous opportunity. I've gone to a couple shows at the arena, and when I go, my wife and I go to Frankie's for dinner
Mhm.
beforehand, and it's difficult to get a reservation.
It is.
So I believe we'll benefit in our restaurant on the main level as well, pre and post show. But I think the arena is just another opportunity for us that has tremendous value and tremendous opportunity.
I've made a prediction, which I'm very good at predicting, I'll tell you. So this is good for you. But I've made a prediction that the rooftop bar I think it really is going to become the social point of the business community in this area. It's something that people have talked about for a while, but have the ability to come on our campus, go up to the rooftop bar and just relax and enjoy your coworkers and your clients, whatever it may be. I think it's just going to be a home run from day one there. So,
well, the centerpiece is enclosed, but it does open up in nice weather. So there are window walls, and then there's two other sections that really provide us a lot of diversity in terms of if somebody wants to have a smaller meeting or a smaller reception upstairs, we can still have guests come in. We do have an elevator that will be dedicated that will go directly to the rooftop. And as part of our elevators, guests can access it from their guest elevators as well. So to your point, I think that it's going to be a place that sees a lot of business.
Well, you and I will definitely be up there on
Yes,
day
sir.
one for sure. So Mark, let's talk about two aspects of not only the reservations for the bookings, but
Sure.
I don't think you're taking reservations yet. Is that correct?
That is correct.
When do you suspect that might happen?
So the process is that as we get closer and as we have a more definitive date, we should be taking reservations. Now, as far as group business goes, we are taking bookings, and we actually have had a sneak preview, as you well know, a couple weeks ago, and of about 40 individuals that showed up, we had 5 solid leads that turned into contracts. But from an individual booking standpoint, we probably won't open for a couple months, and as we get closer, and I do believe that the supply chain issues that we were experiencing for years, according to our project manager, have kind of gone by the wayside. So
it seems like it.
So we're on time, and we'll open as soon as we know. You'll know, but you'll be able to go through Marriott.com and just access the Westin Atlanta Gwinnett Hotel and make your reservation.
And they can do that as far as the special events already. Is that the same place they would go to get the information for that?
They can, or they can call the hotel directly.
Call the hotel directly.
Yeah.
So, Mark, obviously, we're super excited about this addition of the Westin to the Gas South District campus, and we certainly can't wait for it to open. You and I have been on many calls together with Concord, and I push the opening date back 2 weeks every time we talk, whether I can do it or not. But that's how excited we are. So I just want to again welcome you to the community.
Thank you.
Welcome you to Gas South District. We are super excited to have you as part of our family, and we look forward to some really, really good times ahead. So thank you for being with us today.
Thank you, Stan.
Thank you for being with us today, guys. Be sure to check out GasSouthDistrict.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and TikTok. You can find all of our episodes of Gas South District's That's the Ticket wherever you listen to podcasts. Thanks again for joining us today. We'll be back soon for another episode of That's the Ticket.
Thanks for joining us today, and we hope you enjoyed the episode. For show notes and further information about Gas South District and upcoming events, please visit our website at gassouthddistrict.com. That's the ticket.